A truce deal, at last, between Israel and the Hamas, after the Israeli Security Cabinet gives its final clearance. There's joy and relief in Gaza. This deal will come into effect on Sunday, but there are signs of rumblings already that suggest that all is not well. Thousands turned out on the streets of both Tel Aviv and Gaza to celebrate a deal that came out of months of ups and downs in the process of talks. It is structured in 3 phases. In the initial 42 days, the Hamas would release 33 hostages. Israeli forces would withdraw from the crowded areas in Gaza. And despite the huge challenges around the reconstruction and picking up the pieces, spirits run high.
We are very happy about the agreement. It gives us hope for Gaza's future. The agreement guarantees that no more lives will be lost. After experiencing genocide, this agreement means saving lives. The end of the war brings us an indescribable joy.
But there's still a persisting element of uncertainty. And is it still there? The Israeli Security Cabinet, which was due to meet early today to give a final approval, has postponed its meeting for later in the day. The reason cited is the Israeli delegation, Qatar, still hasn't completed its work there. Israel has even accused the Hamas of a backtrack.
Before the ceasefire is truly implemented, we are still afraid of being disappointed. None of us want that to happen, but we are concerned that Israel may change its stance and fabricate excuses and lies to break the agreement.
Israel's Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar said that the ceasefire deal was a very tough decision that the Israeli cabinet will have to accept. 2 of Netanyahu's ministers have publicly opposed the deal. Far-right Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich has said that the agreement was a quote-unquote bad and dangerous deal for the security of the State of Israel. While the National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir has said that he opposed the disastrous deal. The Israeli president has, however, welcomed the deal, calling it the right move to bring back hostages.
Special thanks to the President of the United States, Joe Biden, and his administration for their efforts. And of course to the incoming President of the United States, Donald Trump, and his people. I know that the issue of the hostages and the security of the State of Israel and its citizens are always in the thoughts of President Trump and the incoming administration.
Now, as expected, a deal for peace in Gaza has got a big thumbs up from the global community. India, China, Australia, Japan and Italy welcomed the deal. France has urged both sides to accept conditions laid down. The United Nations, Egypt, Jordan and others spoke of stepping up aid for Gaza. Iran and Yemen have termed it a victory of the Palestinian cause and success of the Arab resistance movement. The US President-elect Donald Trump said that he would use the momentum of the deal to expand the Abraham Accords. The Accords had normalized Israel's relations with several Arab countries. But even as one side of Gaza celebrated, there are signs in another area that it's not completely over till it's over. The health ministry in Gaza says 81 people have been killed in Israeli attacks in Gaza over the last 24 hours. Many of these attacks happened after the truce deal was announced. And to gain more perspective on it, we also earlier spoke to our correspondent Kadi Francis on the phone line about the mood and reactions pouring in from across Lebanon, Syria and the rest of the Arab world. And this is what she had to say.
This is the million-dollar question in the region, especially with the new office in the United States of America and with President Trump expressing what his plan is for the region. The region is now recollecting itself to another era where reconstruction is a title, where gaining stability is a title, whether it's for Iraq, Lebanon, or even in Palestine. But as the news goes on, just last night in Gaza, more than 6 people were killed in an attack. So on the ground, it is still to be reported, it is still to be seen by the journalists of the world that will now be able to enter Gaza. And also in the West Bank, there were confrontations yesterday. So it doesn't mean it's the end for Palestine.
In fact, we also asked Kadi about what happens next in Gaza, in Lebanon and Yemen at the fronts of resistance post the ceasefire deal. And here's what she had.
The one common thing between Gaza, Lebanon and Yemen is the idea of confrontation is still there. The people and their parties and their political groups and the resistance groups feel a sense of victory. In Gaza, in the end, there was a prisoner swap deal, and the ceasefire points say exactly that the Israelis will exit the strip. So they feel and they sense that a victory has been expressed. As for Lebanese, the reconstruction is the title, but also the Lebanese people, the pro-resistance people, feel that they were not defeated because the Israelis in the end did not take any land. They were able to stay, and Hezbollah did not vanish. It is still there in the political spectrum and even as a military group. As for the Yemenis, we have been reporting that always. And I think in the following weeks, we will still be reporting because many things would escalate. The Yemenis did disrupt the world trade in solidarity for Gaza, and this will not pass easily, whether it's in political concessions, in talks, or in actual strikes that will remain in Yemen. We are yet to be reporting about this. The Yemenis have expressed their pride and victory, but their problem with the world empire is not only Gaza at that point.